What is the most must-watch, can't-miss game for every NFL team in 2023? What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with my pick for the must-watch game for all 32 NFL teams on the 2023 NFL schedule. Let me know in the comment section below your pick for your favorite team. Gronk spike the like button. And let's go. We're going in alphabetical order, beginning with the Arizona Cardinals. And my pick for the Cardinals is the Week 11 matchup at the Houston Texans. Why this game? There's so much intrigue when it comes to, first of all, the Texans and the Cardinals are looked at the two worst teams, according to Vegas, in the NFL this year. Whether you believe that or not, that's an objective view of these two football teams. So they might be fighting over that first pick. But you throw in the fact that the Arizona Cardinals have the Texans' first round pick. So that's why this game's so interesting. For Cardinals fans, they can't wait to beat the Texans. They don't have much to look forward to this year other than beating the Texans. So this has to be the can't-miss game for every NFL fan that is interested in the draft. The can't-miss game for the Atlanta Falcons this season is versus the New Orleans Saints in Week 11. This is can't-miss because the NFC South is wide open this year. Atlanta and New Orleans don't like each other anyways, but now you put the potential of the division on the line. Week 11, where we will know which team's in first, but I don't believe we'll know exactly who's going to win this division. I think Atlanta, I think New Orleans will be in contention for the top spot in the NFC South. And this is going to be a very meaningful game versus the Saints for the first time in a while for Falcons fans. The can't-miss Baltimore Ravens game of 2023 is without a doubt Week 12, Cincinnati Bengals, Monday Night Football. It doesn't get any bigger or nastier than this AFC North rivalry, where I believe it's a unique rivalry. It's one where the Ravens were the older brother of the Bengals. They beat up on them. As of late, the Bengals have had a little bit of the upper hand and certainly are looked at as the superior team the last couple of years, going to the AFC Championship 2 seasons in a row. But the Ravens could view this as maybe it's only because Lamar got hurt. So now you have Lamar, Joe Burrow, 2 superstar likable quarterbacks, and it makes for a fantastic AFC North showdown. The can't-miss Buffalo Bills game of 2023 is without a doubt the Cincinnati Bengals Week number 10 on Sunday Night Football. This was, of course, the scene of Damar Hamlin. But not only do you have that storyline, but you also have this was the team that eliminated you in the playoffs. In shocking fashion, they dominated you in the playoffs. And it was shocking. The Bills got blown out on their home turf. So now Buffalo has an opportunity to go to Cincinnati on a big stage, primetime game, and beat down the Bengals. And then you add on Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, you add on Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, top seeds in the AFC on the line, and it makes for an excellent football game. The can't-miss Carolina Panthers game of 2023 is the game, of course, versus the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football in Week 2. Why is Week 2 significant here? Because it's the first opportunity we get to see Bryce Young on primetime. And as an outsider view of the Carolina Panthers, not a Panthers fan, this is going to be a big deal to outsiders. Usually Panthers games as of late aren't very interesting to the casual NFL fan or to the other fan bases. But this one will be, because you'll see Derek Carr for the first time on primetime. You'll see, of course, Bryce Young. And this is the kind of game that I feel like could make or break the rookie season vibes of Bryce Young. He's going to take on a really good defense. And if he plays well, it's going to be thumbs up across the board. If he plays poorly, that's going to be stuck in people's minds the rest of the year. On top of that, the Panthers and the Saints are widely regarded as the two top teams in this division, so this game could mean a lot for the standings. The can't-miss game for the Chicago Bears, the Bears, in 2023 is Week 11 versus the Carolina Panthers. It is Thursday Night Football, and it's really important. It's can't miss because the Bears traded the first pick to the Carolina Panthers to select Bryce Young. The Bears chose to keep and stick with Justin Fields. By this time, we're going to know if Justin Fields is any good. He's had a couple seasons to play. It's Week 11 now in his sort of third year by now. And we're going to be looking on the other sideline and seeing Bryce Young. And there will be questions about, was that the right decision to not pick Bryce Young or to not get the first pick? Maybe CJ Stroud's going off somewhere else. But I believe that storyline alone makes it the most interesting game Bears fans will tune into all year. The can't-miss Cincinnati Bengals game of 2023, and there are a lot of them. I've already mentioned the Bengals, I believe, a couple times in this video, but it's obviously at Arrowhead, Kansas City Chiefs, Week 17, New Year's Eve. As you're around your friends celebrating a new year, it's going to be Bengals, Joe Burrow. It's going to be Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Arguably the two best QBs in the game. The AFC Championship rematch upon rematch. And the Bengals have also had the upper hand on the Chiefs, and they want retribution for that loss in the AFC Championship. So this is maybe the best game of the year. The can't-miss Cleveland Browns game of 2023 is Week 1 versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Why Week 1? Because we want to know if Deshaun Watson is still good. That's why. Last year he looked awful, and I just need to know if he's any good. And it's a good test in Week 1. It's also a great test of the upside, the potential of Cleveland. Obviously, they've played well versus the Bengals, so there might be a matchup element to it as well. But if the Browns come out and they beat the Bengals, that's a statement. So this is absolutely the can't-miss game of the Browns season because we will know what they are in this game, period. The can't-miss game of the Dallas Cowboys season in 2023 is versus the Philadelphia Eagles, Week 14, Sunday Night Football. There were a couple of different options, but ultimately, this season will be determined on whether or not the Cowboys are better than the Eagles. Can the Cowboys beat the Eagles? Period. That's all that matters. They can lose to the Niners during the year. That's fine. Can they win the NFC East? Can they go far in the playoffs? And I believe they can do that if they can show that they're better than the Eagles in Week 14 with the division likely on the line in the NFC East. The can't-miss Denver Broncos game of 2023 is a little bit out there. I'm going with the New York Jets, Week 5. The reason I'm going with the New York Jets is because Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson have been sort of compared over the last couple of years based on the drama surrounding them and their situations, wanting to be traded, wanting to go elsewhere and start the rest of their career. Russell Wilson got traded, didn't go well in year number 1. But can the Broncos steer the ship in the right direction and prove that they made the right decision? And they can do that by comparing their situation to the Jets with Aaron Rodgers in Week 5. The can't miss game for the Detroit Lions in 2023 is at the Dallas Cowboys, Week 17, Monday Night Football. It doesn't get any bigger or better for the Lions than being on Monday night late in the year. That just shows you that the NFL believes in you, believes you can be a top dog in the NFC. And you can do it. You can show it by beating the Cowboys on Monday night in Week 17. The can't miss game of the Green Bay Packers season is Week 4 versus the Detroit Lions. Yeah, you heard that right. The can't miss game for the Green Bay Packers is versus the Detroit Lions? Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it is. The Lions swept you last year. The Lions embarrassed you and eliminated you from playoff contention last year. The Lions did that. Week 4, we'll get a good gauge and understanding of how good this team is. If they can move past Aaron Rodgers and be competitive in 2023 against the team that is favored to win the division. This is the best game on the Packers schedule. The can't miss Houston Texans matchup for 2023 is at the Carolina Panthers, week number 7. Why do I say that? This is CJ Stroud's opportunity to prove that the Panthers should have taken him first overall. This will be big for the BLV brand, as I've been CJ Stroud over Bryce Young all along. Now, I don't believe that CJ Stroud is in quite the same situation, but if he can go in there as an underdog, which he will be, and beat Bryce Young, that will say everything you need to know, period. The can't miss game for the Indianapolis Colts is a nice little rivalry with the New England Patriots, but with a twist. It's in Germany. Yes, a Germany game for the Indianapolis Colts versus their beloved Patriots. This, I believe, will feature Anthony Richardson. I'm not quite sure earlier in the year if Anthony Richardson will be playing, so that kind of made it a little bit more fishy for me to make their can't miss game earlier in the year. But these teams, these organizations, more importantly, these franchises, not so much the players, but the franchises, they hate each other. They still do. They still talk about the rivalry. So this is the can't miss game for the Colts in 2023. The can't miss matchup for the Jacksonville Jags in 2023 is week number 2 at home versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Not only did the Chiefs eliminate them from the playoffs last year, but this is the opportunity in September for Trevor Lawrence, for Doug Peterson, for this Jacksonville football team to host the AFC champs, the Super Bowl champs, and beat them and show that they are a legit contender in 2023. If they can win this game early in the year, it's going to put the NFL on notice that Jacksonville has arrived. The can't miss game for the Kansas City Chiefs in 2023 is versus the Buffalo Bills week 14. I could have went with the Bengals. I could have went with the Eagles, but I wanted to pick different games for every team. And this one's interesting because the Chiefs didn't lose to the Bengals in the playoffs. The Chiefs didn't lose to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. They lost to the Bills in the regular season last year. So that is one of the teams they did lose to last year. And this year, it still means a lot to beat the Bills because the Chiefs want to continue to have that upper hand in that rivalry that Bills fans so desperately want to happen with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs, they got that little edge to continue to prove that they're one step ahead. That is their can't miss game. The Las Vegas Raiders can't miss game of 2023 is versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Week number 3 on Sunday Night Football. There's nothing better than an old school 70s Raiders Steelers matchup. Last year, I felt like this game in Pittsburgh in that awful snowy conditions was the sign, the last final moment of Derek Carr as a Raider. It's what I remember at the end of the day. The Raiders in September can quickly turn the narrative. Jimmy Garoppolo can prove he was the right guy for the job by beating the Steelers, by beating an organization, a franchise, a fan base the Raider Nation despises. So for me, on Sunday night, this is the game that you can't miss if you're a Raider fan. The LA Chargers can't miss game of 2023 is at the Kansas City Chiefs, week number 6, in that nice little primetime Jim Nantz, Tony Romo on the call, 4:25 Eastern time slot. Everybody's going to be watching this game, and it's not on Monday night, it's not on Sunday night, it's not on Thursday night, but everybody knows this is a marquee matchup because every time Herbert and Mahomes play, it is a show. It is fun. It's usually a shootout, and there's going to be go for it on 4th down, crazy turnovers, big plays left and right, and it's going to come down to the wire. So the Chargers, they want to beat the Chiefs. More than anything, this is the can't miss game. The Los Angeles Rams can't miss game of 2023 is versus the San Francisco 49ers in week number 2. Why do I say that? Because they don't like the Niners. The Niners don't like the Rams don't like the Niners, but it's more important to the Rams because now the Rams are the underdog and the Rams can play spoiler on the Niners. Everyone thinks the Niners are going to be this and that. The Rams got the opportunity, probably fully healthy early in the year, week 2, to prove that they can still hang with the top of the top, the best of the best in the NFC. McVay, Shanahan, you got that rivalry. This is can't miss. The Miami Dolphins, week 10 game versus the Kansas City Chiefs is can't miss. This is an international game. This is Tyreek Hill versus Patrick Mahomes, the revenge game for the Cheetah. And this is Mike McDaniel's time to prove that he is among the elite of the elite play callers by going toe-to-toe with Andy Reid. This is going to be a shootout, a lot of fun, and it has international flavor. Dolphins, Chiefs, can't miss. The Minnesota Vikings can't miss game of 2023 is versus the Detroit Lions in week 16 on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve football. You're going to be surrounded by your family, and you're going to be watching the mid of the mid, Jared Goff versus Kirk Cousins. Yes, sir. But why it's important and why it's can't miss is because this very well could be the NFC North Championship game. It could be. The Vikings, double-digit wins last year, NFC North champs. The Lions want that crown. Very important game for the Vikings in Week 16. The can't-miss game for Pat's Nation, the New England Patriots, in 2023 is Week 15, Monday Night Football, hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Patriots fans, it's no secret. I'm one of them. We do not really like the Chiefs. And a lot of it has to do with all the comparisons that the Chiefs constantly get to the Patriots. And we don't like that very much. It boils us up. It grinds our gears, okay? And now we've got an opportunity. With not Brady, no Gronk, no Edelman, but we've got an opportunity. With the team we have now, with Bill Belichick still at the helm, Week 15, in our building, to shut the Chiefs up. Even if it doesn't mean we do nothing this year. If we can beat the Chiefs, we can shut it up. Because we could say that our team that was not nearly as good as that team beat your ass. So Week 15, can't miss. The New Orleans Saints can't miss game of 2023 is a little bit of an oddball game. It's not a rivalry, but versus the Jacksonville Jags, Week 7. This is a big game. And I think it's going to show us how good the Saints are this year. The Saints don't play that many teams that are really good. Jacksonville might be the most talented team with one of the best quarterbacks they play. And it's a team that's on the rise. If the Saints can show that they can beat this team, they can show that they are the best team in their division, that they could make the playoffs, and they could actually do something against the best offenses and quarterbacks in the league. The can't-miss game for the New York Giants in 2023 is at the Philadelphia Eagles Week 16 on Christmas. While Eagles fans are busy throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, you can be busy in the end zone getting revenge. The Giants got destroyed last year by the Eagles. It was an embarrassment, especially the playoff game. Can they go to Philadelphia, the scene of the crime, and prove that they're better right now than they were before? The additions they made were to beat the Eagles. That's what it comes down to in Week 16. The New York Jets can't-miss game of 2023 is versus the Buffalo Bills on Monday night in week number 1. Why is it can't miss? It's the first time we'll see Aaron Rodgers in a New York Jet uni with a New York Jet helmet. Probably Joe Namath doing some funky stuff in the pregame. Aaron Rodgers can take the momentum and ride it. This is the team in the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills. If they can beat them in week 1 with Aaron Rodgers, the city will go crazy. That is can't miss. The Philadelphia Eagles can't miss game of 2023 is at the Kansas City Chiefs, week number 11, Monday Night Football. The Eagles, Super Bowl, a lot of their fans thought they should have won that game. A lot of people, including myself, thought they played the better game. But ultimately, they did not win the game. So this is a spot for revenge. It's not a direct Super Bowl rematch, but it's as close as you can get. Week 11, prime time, standalone, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, the same head coaches, a lot of the same players. We'll see if it's the same result. The can't-miss Pittsburgh Steelers game of 2023 is versus the Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football in week number 2. Now, this is kind of a weird game to pick, but why is it this game? Because the season for the Steelers will be determined on whether or not Kenny Pickett takes a step forward. And I think we will know relatively early how the new offensive line will work and look, how Allen Robinson looks, how Kenny Pickett develops. Because without that development, I don't think they're doing anything in this division. It's a chance to prove that they can still be a winning team, even in a very difficult division, and they face one of their rivals here on Monday Night Football in week 2. The San Francisco 49ers can't-miss game of 2023 is week 13 at the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFC Championship rematch. I don't have to say much. You watch that game. They lost quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, and it got nasty in that game. There were punches thrown. It might be a Royal Rumble in week 13, but I'm here for it. The Niners do not like the Eagles. We know this. I can't wait for this game. The Seattle Seahawks can't-miss game of 2023 is versus the San Francisco 49ers on Thanksgiving in week number 12 at home. The primetime spot. This could be a big game in the NFC West, and this is the measuring stick game for Seattle. How good are they? How close are they to the top dog in their division? To the team that they're aiming for, that they're gunning for? Is this going to add up to Seattle upsetting the Niners at home on Thanksgiving? Can they hang with the NFC elite? That's the question. The can't-miss game of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers season is week 4 at the New Orleans Saints. This is a huge game in the NFC South. And I love this rivalry. Every time these two teams play, there might be a brawl on the field. There might be a fight. Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore might damage each other in serious ways. So that is can't miss. Plus, you got the added element of two new quarterbacks, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield. It's early in the season. We get to see how good these teams are in a old school game. The can't miss Tennessee Titans game of 2023 is versus the Baltimore Ravens in London, week number 6. It's got the unique London feel, but it's also two teams that in recent history have a lot of history and flat out don't like each other because they play the same brand of football. They play physical, they play tough, they play in the trenches, and that is why these two teams match up so well and create such magic on the football field. And then you have the added element of Mike Vrabel. He might actually beat up John Harbaugh before the game even starts, so that's also a big deal to me. And the can't miss game for the Washington Commanders is at the Philadelphia Eagles, week number 4. I have a lot of questions about the Commanders, and the biggest of all is the quarterback position. They will take on the top team in the NFC, the favorite to go back to the Super Bowl, the favorite to win their division in week 4. And they actually beat the Eagles last year. This is a game where we can see, are the Commanders different from what they've been before? From what they've been the last couple of years? Are they better? This game will indicate that. Those are the must-watch, can't-miss NFL games for every NFL team in 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a Gronk spike of the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments your thoughts on my picks for the best game for every team in the NFL. Thanks for watching. Peace.